I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we explore Magdalen Dugan's inspiring novel, The Way, the Life. In this thought-provoking continuation of her In Heaven or on Earth series, the author takes us on Tricia Riley's transformative journey of faith, love, and self-discovery. If you're drawn to stories of spiritual awakening, historical depth, and the pursuit of life's purpose, this is a book. This is an episode. This is a chat you won't want to miss. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful books. The links are below this interview. Magdalen, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. I'm very happy to be here.
Happy to have you on the show. This is a powerful series, a gripping series, very compelling. Talk to us a little bit. Give us an overview of the In Heaven or on Earth series.
It is my aim to talk about the journey of a soul. So I see my own life as a journey, and as somebody who's always loved literature, written and taught literature, I see people's lives as an unfolding of a story of salvation, in which we have various points of crisis when we can choose for the good or for the evil. And as that happens, our character develops as a character in a novel develops. And we are able to grow or to deteriorate depending on our choices. So my novels talk about the journey of this person named Tricia Riley, who starts out in Buffalo, New York, as a very confused young woman in the late 60s, early 70s. So sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and all of those temptations, and the culture's falling apart all around her. And some of the choices that she makes, the social pressures that she has to deal with, and as she struggles and falls down and gets up, that book then winds into book 2, which is called Homeless, in which Tricia finds herself in a New Age cult, trying to live a better life, but again, getting it wrong. And that book asks the question, will she be able to remember who she is? And then book 3, which is the book we're focusing on today, called The Way, the Life, is the book in which Tricia first discovers her Christian path and takes the steps necessary to walk it.
Very, very interesting. And book 4 has yet to be written, or is it already written? Tell
Book
us about
four,
that.
book 4 is in progress, and it is called The Cross, the Resurrection,
Hmm.
because on the Christian path, we don't just arrive. We arrive to die and be resurrected
Yeah.
because we're following the way of the cross and the way of the resurrection.
Yeah, our lives are redemption stories, no doubt, much like Jesus is. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, without
yes.
a doubt. How does Tricia's journey reflect your own personal experiences with faith and purpose?
My own journey is very much reflected in Tricia's journey. As I mentioned, I do teach literature and I teach creative writing, and students will often ask, "Well, is this book you're presenting right now fiction or is it true?"
Mhm.
And I always say, "Well, fiction is true, and sometimes it's truer than nonfiction because it's dealing with symbolism in a very deep way." So, and people also often assume that all literature is autobiographical, and perhaps it always is, because what other experience do we have to draw on?
Yeah,
Really, even science fiction draws on human experience because we don't know any Martians. So, uh, so yes, of course, it draws on my own experience. However, Tricia is not me.
mhm.
So Tricia's experiences incorporate experiences that I've had, that some of my friends had years ago, uh, and and really she became her own person as I continued to write the novels.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about what makes medieval literature and Christian history central to this story's narrative.
Ah, well, medieval literature is grounded in Christianity. So in the Middle Ages, people believed in the great chain of being,
Hmm.
in which God is at the apex, and his life and power are poured out through persons, animals, down to stones. And so everything being connected. And so in the Middle Ages, culture still embraced the understanding that our life purpose is to find and follow Christ. Uh, my novels are very much inspired by the novels of Sigrid Undset, who
Hmm.
won the Nobel Prize in 1922, Nobel Prize for Literature, a Scandinavian writer
Hmm.
who wrote Kristen Lavransdatter. And that book, like my book, books, um, is in three parts and shows the journey of a medieval woman's life in Scandinavia, mostly in Norway, in medieval Norway. And we see her, like Tricia, making terrible mistakes and yet always reaching for redemption.
Hmm.
So that the final book is called The Cross. And her life is seen in the light of the next life, which is very much the way that people thought in the Middle Ages and the
Yeah.
way that I have tried to think myself. I mean, our lives are incredibly short.
Hmm.
And what are they for? But to prepare for eternity.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you envisioned your books as a TV series or a series of films, perhaps?
I have, and I certainly hope someone else does. I I think that they would be an interesting series because they are historical fiction, and
Hmm.
so it would be possible to create, I think, a very lively and believable series of settings
Yeah.
for these stories, including, you know, the basically the hippie scene. Tricia is winds up in San Francisco, in Berkeley, and then the cult problem that existed in the late 60s and early 70s. That's a very real thing, and it's based on some personal experience and
Yeah.
some research.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting, I think. And San Francisco continues to be the setting for the way, the life, in which Tricia discovers the church, and actually the Orthodox Church that she begins to participate in is located in San Francisco. So these are real places that
Hmm.
could definitely be interesting for a series.
Yeah, I think the settings would be wonderful. I think the evolution of Tricia's character would be fascinating to watch, probably played by multiple actresses, I would think. But who knows with the prosthetics and the special effects that they do nowadays, they can age
Right,
someone or de-age
right.
someone. So it definitely could be a great series of films, I think, no doubt. Talk to us a little bit about the significance of the liturgical beauty and charitable fellowship that Tricia discovers.
Tricia is someone who has had a troubled childhood, traumatic childhood. And one of the reasons she finds herself in the New Age cult in book two is that she's searching for family and for home. She's
Hmm.
searching for a place where she belongs. And throughout her life, she's consciously searching for purpose
Mhm.
uh, and and meaning in her life so that she can get up in the morning and know she's participating in something bigger than herself. She definitely finds that as she enters into Orthodox Christianity, and she finds people who are profoundly supportive of her own goals and hopes. She also, I don't want to give too much away,
Yeah.
but she also is exploring a relationship
Hmm.
that may allow her to have a family.
Yeah.
Within Orthodoxy, she is stunned by the beauty that she discovers. So this is reflected in the words of the emissaries of Prince Vladimir of Russia to Greece, to Byzantium, before the turn of the last millennium. And they came back home and said, we didn't know whether we were in heaven or on earth. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
And hence the title of your series.
Hence that.
Yeah. Wonderful. What do you hope readers take away from your book? Obviously, they'll be entertained by the stories, but I think there's something much, much more there.
We are frail human beings and we make terrible mistakes. A lot of what I explore in all of my writing, and I do have other works besides this series, is that we are able to receive forgiveness for the falls that we experience, that our precious life energy is wasted on guilt, because it's really repentance that we need. And repentance means changing our lives. So as we want change, we find forgiveness and we find redemption, that redemption is always possible, and that we should have hope and faith.
Yeah. Wonderful messages, absolutely. And messages conveyed in the greatest story ever told, of course, and echoed in your great stories as well, found within the pages of these novels. Today, we've been talking about The Way, the Life. It is a thought-provoking continuation of the author's In Heaven or on Earth series. And the author takes us on Tricia Riley's transformative journey of faith, love, and self-discovery within the pages of these books. If you're drawn to stories of spiritual awakening, historical depth, and the pursuit of life's purpose, this is a book you won't want to miss. Magdalen, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. It's been a pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure's been all mine. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.